Hello everyone, Thempire here with more new cards, TCG style. Duelist Advance, we got the new TCG exclusive Archetype. Let's see what's going on here. We've got a lot of pictures here. Alright, RB. They're called RB Revol bots, I think is what they're going with. Revol bots? Is that the actual name, or is it... I don't know. RB could stand for anything, really. It could stand for... Route Blues. It could stand for red versus blue. It's the first red versus blue archetype. It's the first Halo inspired comedy archetype. No, okay, so RB the Brute Blues. Interesting name for what is a very uninspired mech design, I feel like. Whatever. Level 3, or Link 3, I should say, Wind Machine. Link effect monster. Ooh, hello, Wind Machines? More Wind Link monsters for my Speedroid deck? Huh? Bottom left, bottom right, bottom. Okay, cool. 2+ machine monsters. Gains the following effect while this card points to an RB monster. Gains attack equal to the original attack of RB monsters. Okay. Can make a second attack each battle phase. Okay. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Okay. During your main phase, you can add an RB card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Well, it does search you an RB monster, so that's something. And it's just like a bad towers that gains attack. Okay. And then we have the pieces. The Ga10 Ga10 Driller and Cutter. RB Ga10 Driller, level 3 Earth Machine, 500/500. If you control no face-up monsters or the only face-up monster you control are RB monsters, you can present them this card from your hand. Okay, it's an Earth Machine extender that has 500/500. That's pretty good, actually. For one reason, and one reason only. Ancient Gear... it's Ballista, right? Yeah, okay. No, that just... Oh, wait. That just adds an Ancient Gear. Is it... Oh, it must be Box, then, that has the effect that I'm thinking of. But then you still have to play... Yeah, so it adds an Earth Machine monster with 500 attack or defense. You still have to play Box, though, is the problem with that. And, like, I feel like you don't want to play Box anymore, right? Like, nobody wants to play Box anymore. The card's so annoying. But, you know, it's still something you could do off of that. You can only special summon once per turn this way. During the main phase, if this card is linked to an RB monster, you can pay 500 life points and target a monster your opponent controls, destroy both that monster and this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay. And then Cutter, it's a level 4 Earth Machine with 700/700. If you control no face-up monsters, if only face-up monster you control are RB monsters, special summon the card with your hand. You can special summon RB Cutter once per turn this way. During your opponent's spell trap card or effect is activated, this is linked to an RB monster. You can pay 700 to destroy this card, and then if you do, negate that effect. And if you do, destroy that card. And if you do that. That's awesome. You can only use this effect once per turn. And then we have RB Valcan Rocket. It's a level 5 fire machine. Not an Earth Machine. Okay, 1,000. If you control no face-up monsters, the only face-up monster you control are RB monsters. Special summon this card from your hand. You can only link summon, or you can special summon RB Valcan Rocket once per turn this way. If this card is linked to an RB link monster, you can pay 1,000 life points and target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy them. Also this card, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed. You can only use this effect once per turn. I'm noticing a theme here, and I don't like it. RB Valcan Booster. Link 2, Fire Machine with 500 attack, bottom top. 2 machine monsters. If this card is link summon, you can add a RB spell from your deck to your hand. If this card is in the extra monster zone, you can special summon an RB monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then you can move this card you control to another of your main monster zones. Also, you can special summon an extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for machine monsters with 1,500 or less attack. You can only use each effect once per turn. Okay, so this searches a spell. It's just a 2 for that searches a spell. It is extremely easy to get two of these guys on the field because they all special summon themselves if you control no monsters or only RB monsters. So you don't even need to use a normal summon to get this guy on the field. And then it searches a spell, and it can also summon from the graveyard, but locks you into machine monsters with 1500 or less attack, which is interesting. A very strange lock indeed. RB Funk Doc. Oh man, RB Fuck Dick. That's crazy. It's a field spell. When this card is activated, add one RB card from your deck to your hand, except for RB Funk Doc. Each time a monster your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect, gain 500 life points. Wow, that repays the life points you spend. Wow. Okay. If a face-up RB monster you control leaves the card field by card effect, except for damage step, you can special summon an RB monster from your deck. Okay. That's actually not bad. That one's actually pretty good. You can only use this effect once per turn, of course, yeah. You can only activate one RB Funk Doc per turn. Oh, so if they pop it, then you're fucked. And the field spell does a search. It gives you extra life points, sure, fine, whatever. And then it can special summon another RB monster from your deck if one of yours gets popped by its effect. It's not bad. RB Stage Landing, normal spell card, special summon an RB monster from your deck or extra deck, really. With a different name than the card you control. If an RB monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, banish this card from your graveyard instead. Can't special summon the extra deck at your turn you activate this card, except for machine monsters with 1500 or less attack. So it has that lock there. Of course it does, because that's insane that it can just get a Link 2 out. And, you know, this is not awful, just as... I do, like, this effect is not good, but I like when this effect is slapped on as just an extra effect on an already good spell card. I think that's the perfect place for this kind of effect, where it just puts just a little bit more over the top, right? Oh, what to think about these cards, though. I think, like, individually, these cards are kind of underwhelming, except for the fact that they're all extenders. Well, and starters. Like, there's no such thing as a starter in this deck, or a starter extension, like, gap here. Every single thing is starter and extender. Which is crazy, right? Like, that's insane. So, what do they intend for you? Okay, so this card... Okay, to search a spell, this card needs to be Link summoned, so you don't want to actually get this guy on the field by the spell card's effect, unfortunately. And what do we have? So, we've got a fucker with a Tower's effect, who gains attack points equal to the original attack of the RB monsters he points to, which actually isn't all that much, so he doesn't really gain a whole lot. He can make a second attack. And what can he do? So with these guys... God, this guy wants to equip them so bad. He wants to have them equipped, but they're like... Okay, so what's going to happen is they're going to be on the field instead. Why is that? Why would you do that? Like, they're clearly supposed to be equipped. Like, it's just like, oh, we wanted to do, you know, super heavy samurai style equipping monsters to a big, like, equipping robot parts to a robot to make a bigger robot thing again. But we wanted to make it different so that it's not exactly that again. Why? Why is it like this? I don't, like, just card design wise, I don't like the way this is set up, because it feels like it's supposed to be equipping them and it's not. So what's going to happen is there's nothing that prevents your opponent from just attacking the things that actually do anything. Like, this guy doesn't do anything on his own. Although he does get you advantage. But also, he doesn't get all that big either. Like, let's say you have Driller, Cutter, and let's be generous and say you have Valcan Rocket on as well. So that's 3,700. Like, that's like big, but like, You attack into the Valcan. At least with the Valcan, it has a pop. Valcan is probably the best of these because it gives it 1,000 and then also has a pop on it. Like, sure, it pops itself as well, but then it pops 2 cards the opponent controls. So if they go to battle to try and deal with the Valcan rocket, you can pop some shit in battle. Obviously, it pops itself as well, but it also does 500 damage to the opponent for each card destroyed. That's not awful. Helps even out some of this garbage. But like, Driller is a pop. Okay, Driller's a pop too. That's actually fine. And then Cutter is a spell trap negate or effect. Spell trap or card or effect. Yeah, okay. So they can negate an activated effect of a continuous spell as well, or a field spell. I don't know how to feel about these. Like, again, I don't really like the design of them. I feel like they should be equip cards, and they're just not equip cards for some reason. Like, you could just go to battle on them, and then they have, like, that forces them to actually use them. Whereas if they were equipped spells, they would all be equipped to this guy, and he'd gain their attack, and then they would have to get over Brute Blues somehow. Like that 3,700 attack guy. Instead, they just, go battle, attack into Vulcan Rocket, and then force out your Vulcan Rocket, and then your guy is now at 2,700. Assuming you have the other 2 guys set up as well. But the fact that every single card can just summon itself, the Link to searches a spell, and the spells are pretty good. The field spell, like, it adds an RB card for one, and then it can replace your guys. It doesn't even say different names, so the field spell actually fixes my problem with the Vulcan Rocket, or Valcan Rocket, where if you use Valcan Rocket's effect, you can replace it with another one. It wouldn't be able to use its effect anymore, which means you could just attack into it again if you have enough guys to attack. If you've gotten that much guys, they probably already used the Valcan Rocket effect to pop some of your guys to stop your combo from going off. It's got 3 pops, and 2 of them are independent from each other. Like, that's not bad. And a spell trap negate is something. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, but like, what about a banish? And then it's weird that effect is you can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and then this effect is can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. Like, it protects it from battle or card effects. Why not something else? Like, right? It already has protection from that. If you've gotten to the point where you've lost all your equipment, I feel like you're in a losing position anyways. But I guess it lets you keep the Brute Blues on the field so you can maybe recover next turn. I don't know. These are weird. I'm not sure how to feel about them. I feel like there's good bones here. And you know what? It's the first wave. These are sure to get a second wave next set. This is a good start. Like, there's no denying that, I think. If you look at, like, the previous TCG exclusive minus Mitsurugi, like, for the past, like, couple of years, these are more Mitsurugi level, right? These are more Mitsurugi level. They don't give you insane advantage. You're gonna run through cards pretty easily. In fact, now that I think about it, like, what's your starter, right? What's your fucking starter? It's Funk Doc. Well, no, it's not even Funk Doc. It's Stage landing? Because no, that only gets you one guy though. Hold up. Is there not a? Is this not? Does this deck not have a 1-card starter? Special summon during the main phase. This card is linked. That's all it says. Special summon this card. Your opponent's. Yeah, that's all it says. And that's all it says. None of these cards like search or summon other guys. So making a link to is going to require having 2 of them. Any 2. To be fair, any two main deck RB cards, in fact, like Stage Landing and Funk Dock, also serve the same purpose. Because one of them can grab another RB card, and the other one can special summon another RB card. So any 2 gets you into the Link 2, which then searches one of the spells, and then also can grab a 3rd from the graveyard to make into the Link 3. And then you can use the spell, whatever spell you grabbed, to get another guy on the field. And then Brute Blues can grab another guy as well. Wait, there's not like a... Huh. There's not really... a good way... Oh, and this only works if it's in the extra monster zone? This effect only works if it's in the extra monster zone? Jesus. Huh. So, this card, or this deck, does not have a 1-card starter. It's sort of a 1.5. It's a 2-card starter, but the 2 cards could be any cards. It's literally anything in the entire deck that is engine and not non-engine. But that ends you on Brute Blues and 1 guy, like to power up Brute Blues. It doesn't even end you on all 3 that's currently available that actually do anything. Obviously Vulcan Booster is here, but that doesn't do anything when it's linked. Which is strange, because it moves itself into the zone so it can boost its attack, I guess. But it doesn't do anything else besides that. I mean, it already does a lot, to be fair. But it's just like, why bother? It's only 500 attack. I don't give a shit. Make it 1500 so it can actually boost its attack some. I will say, though, unlike Crusadia, which has like similar ideas, Brute Blues does not stop those other cards from also attacking. It just, you know, they're capped on how big their attack gets. That's like the limiting factor here. I don't think this deck is actually very good. Yet. It's a really good start, though. And you could make this very good with some specific cards to come out that would make it a 1-card starter deck. Like, there's also a problem of there's not really many good ways to get these guys out of the graveyard. The only one that can get them out of the graveyard is Valcan Booster, and only when it's in the extra monster zone. And that's not good enough. This deck is going to have some repeatability issues if it can only use each of these effects 3 times in a duel, or like, you know, 4 times, you know, like it actually less than 3, because you got to use some amount of them to go into Brute Blues, and they can only summon themselves once per turn, so you're summoning like 1, 2, 3, and like obviously there's other ways to summon them, like with Stage Landing and with Valcan Booster, but that's only 2 other ways to summon them. The summon off of the field spell only works if they use their effects, or if they leave the card by card effect. Leave the field by card effect, I mean. So this deck is going to struggle greatly with the fact that it can't recycle its effects very well. And as it expands in the second wave, it's going to struggle as well, because it's going to have trouble fitting in the cards, right? Like if you, I'm sure we'll probably just drop Gaia cut, or I want to call it Gaia for some reason. Probably gonna cut Gutter at some Cutter. We're probably gonna cut Cutter at some point because the spell trap negate isn't all that impactful. Maybe you just leave in one copy of it. But like, you probably want to have 3 of Valcan Rocket. You might want to have 3 of Driller. Like, for right now, you do want to have like max copies of everything so that you have a critical mass of them to make your end board, right? To like actually get the 2-card combo you need to happen. But it's just like as the deck gets more of these cards, you're going to have to start cutting some of these. And as you cut them, you're going to have to be like, oh, well, now I only get to use the Cutter effect once per duel because I don't have a good way to get them out of the graveyard. So once I've used it, I've used it. And if it happens to be part of the 2-card combo you need, unless the second wave gives you a 1-card combo, to start your actual turn, you're going to have to use it up and then not have it for later. Maybe Valcan Booster can get it back and maybe you leave it on the field, but maybe you need to use it for, maybe you have a particularly bad hand and you need to use it to get into the Link 3, right? No, I don't think there's actually a way for that to happen because Valcan Booster gets you a fucking spell trap. Unless there's a better spell trap later that would take up that slot and wouldn't let you get that extra Link material on field. I don't know. These ones, there's good bones here, but I see there's some card design traps that are here that are going to, in the future, significantly limit the ways in which this deck can expand. And I think that's a reason to maybe not even bother investing in this deck. I don't know. Like, obviously you can fix it. It's just like, I feel like there's some limits in this deck in what it can do. Just like baked into the very design of the cards that are a little frustrating. I feel they're going to be a little frustrating if you try and play the deck, I feel like. But like I said, still a good start. And certainly better than like Ashen or Tistina or something like that. We'll just have to see what the Wave 2 brings us and what direction the Wave 2 goes in. I think that's going to be more important than like even how good the Wave 2 cards are, because these cards are good, but there's some very dangerous, it's like there's a narrow path through that'll determine whether the new wave of cards for this will end up taking the deck in a direction that makes it good, or take it in a direction that traps you into making like sacrifices in your deck building that end up leaving you, with just bad feelings, leaving you with like, oh, I can only use this card once, because it's gonna, I think second wave is gonna need something that gets you these cards out of the graveyard. Like, absolutely, I think second wave is gonna need something that does that. I don't know what that would be, but they need it. They need it badly. Maybe just like it wouldn't even have to be something crazy, right? It would just have to be like another one of these guys, the main deck guys, and it just like pops itself and then grabs one out of the graveyard for you. That would be fine, I feel like. That would actually be very helpful. And then you could have you can run like a couple of that, and then you have like multiple copies of everything in a way. That would be like pretty decent, I would think. That would be all you would need to do. But yeah, that's my thoughts on these. I think that's basically everything I can think about it with these. Well, I guess I should say, I don't think these cards, I mean, maybe they do. I was about to say I don't think these cards help Earth Machine, but like they are just like free Earth Machine guys. You could like, but you do have to draw them. They don't really search into each other very easily. So you would have to draw like, you had to draw it and then like hope you don't draw it later if you didn't draw it in the starter hand, So, I don't know. I don't feel like they make a huge impact to Earth Machine, but I could be wrong on that. But yeah, I think that's all the thoughts on these. Let me know what you think of these down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these, and what potential synergies, especially like I would like to know what synergies they have with Earth Machine, Ancient Gear, those kinds of decks. So let me know. Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment, and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in the credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleekill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, and Fire Mizumi. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye!